One of the Jimmys got fired. Hold on. Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, all right, boom. Jimmy Kimmel. Let's play it. Shout out to CNN. Hope y'all try to pull this down for me. Let's check it out. Actually, no, let's go here.
Will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard
Fair
from
use.
Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from Monday night in his Monday evening monologue. Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote, the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other liberals say in recent days, that the motives are unclear and that maybe the suspect in this case was a Republican or was some sort of far right fringe figure. Of course, there has been a lot of discussion about that in recent days. There's a lot of evidence pointing in other directions about the suspect. But Kimmel was on the air talking about this, making a very serious commentary amid his jokes in his monologue Monday night. Here's where it became interesting earlier today. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, went on a far-right webcast and condemned Kimmel and urged ABC to suspend him. He also talked about possible regulatory punishments of Disney because there are lots of different stations that have licenses with the FCC. Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their station. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy. And then following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely. So that's all we know at the moment. We know that Kimmel will not be on the air tonight or for the foreseeable future because the network says the show has been yanked off the air indefinitely.
Not yanked off
Brian,
the air.
just to take one issue, your interpretation of what Kimmel said, I think, is the one that Brendan Carr had and the one that the individuals at Nexstar have. But what he said specifically was, quote, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. That can be read in several ways. That could be heard in several ways. It could also be it could also be argued. He's saying that what the MAGA gang is doing is just trying to make sure that they don't have any ownership of it, not necessarily that this killer, this horrible person, was part of them. I mean,
I think you're making a very important point. You're making a very important point. And let's take it a little bit step further. This was all on Monday night. Nobody seemed to notice this yesterday, Jake. This all erupted in the past 2 hours when the Trump-aligned FCC chairman decided to point at it. Now, I've heard from him in the past few minutes, Brendan Carr, thanking Nexstar for doing the right thing by yanking the show. He has not yet commented on ABC yanking the show altogether across the entire country. But let's remember that when Stephen Colbert's show was canceled over the summer, what did President Trump say? He said, next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear that pro-Trump allies have been trying to target ABC over Kimmel for several weeks now, and tonight they've prevailed.
Yeah, Brian Stelter, thanks so much for that breaking news. Let's go right to the panel. And let me first start by showing, I wondered what was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter. This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, there's calls for Kimmel being fired. I think, you know, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again,
God, damn. Fam, let me tell you something. Entertainers really do sometimes say shit because it's cool, because it's the thing to say, right? So one thing I found with most comedians are usually like left leaning. They usually are liberals a lot of times. Very rarely are they like moderate or conservatives. Again, for me, I don't really identify with any political party. I just look at what I think makes sense, and I have my own personal ideas on what I think is wrong and what I think is right. But it mostly centers on what's best for everyone. That's my main concern when it comes to anything. And again, if you're never going to be able to win if you don't allocate your energy into the right places, or put your energy and focus into the right places. Because, for example, right, I always tell y'all that one of the best things that happened to me was being single, because I had all of this time to put energy into creating content, developing content, and getting it right. Okay, like I was watching some of this content the other day. I'm like, God damn, bro, this shit's starting to look good. This shit's starting to look right. Even the lighting right here, nigga, this shit. Hold on, let me blow my. Hold on. This shit looking kind of brilliant. I'm just saying. You understand? But anywho, the conversation right now is also about how the country is shifting. The country is changing. All right. For the longest time, cancel culture was very prevalent. I remember the first times I heard the word cancel. That was in 2018, right, with Kanye, and someone wrote Kanye West is canceled, and the idea was because of it was mostly being said because of him being seen with Trump and him having positive things to say about Trump. And back then, I remember it being this thing, and even I felt like, man, this is weird. The stuff you're saying is weird. Don't get me wrong. A lot of things that Kanye was saying was weird, but one thing I do have to say is, politically, when it comes to people's beliefs, it's never cool to treat someone as if they are not allowed to have a thought, because that is a form of mind control. That's a form of someone trying to assert control of you like you are a slave. Because at some point, that's what it becomes. And that's why so many men are unhappy, is because one of the reasons why men have gravitated so much towards the red pill content and other kinds of self-improvement content, because for the most part, if you're intelligent, you move on. And you move on from, I won't say the fantasy, but the idea of watching these confrontations, these panels, hearing women say what you want them to say about what's going on with the world. Because some men, they get off at hearing women seemingly take accountability. But the reality is this: you gotta lead yourself. You gotta lead yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. A lot of men don't get that. A lot of y'all niggas want daddies. I mean like the women too, but a lot of y'all want a daddy. Because you want daddy to fix it, you want daddy to make it better, or you want to blame your problems on that. You want someone to blame your problems on, or you want someone to take your anger out on. So I realized with these niggas, I said, hold on, man. I see why you don't see me as your brother. You don't see me like your brother because you want me to be your daddy. You see me as a father figure. You see me as an authority figure, and you resent authority. Therefore, meaning you resent the winner. You resent who's in charge. You are part of the problem. You understand? Watch who you sympathize with. I was telling my man the other day, yo, it was a situation with this homeless dude that he knows, and the guy was having a situation. The guy was having a tough time, and he starts blacking out and everything. He was telling me about it, and he's saying, yeah, these people shouldn't have did this, they shouldn't have did that. And I said to him, yo, that's that man's personal journey. Let him go through that journey. Let him go through the journey. Y'all made different choices, but the more you relate to niggas that are of a way lower station than you, you become like them, and they drag you down. You understand? Oh, that's when my neck hurt. Yo, I be trying. If I try to do pull-ups in the same space of like doing deadlifts and stuff like that, yo, that will make I think something with my spine. That's the way in. So, yeah, bro. So anyway, as you can see, a lot of people are suffering and losing their jobs over making comments about this man dying. And what's funny is this: there is no one forcing these people to make these comments, or it's not a situation where it's like their hand is being forced. Because the reason why this is also kind of, aside from the fact that the man was brutally murdered in front of a crowd of people, JFK style, that's some shit from the 60s. He's up there just having debates and answering questions. He made a business out of it. It is what it is, man. And that's another thing too. It is not being able to see when someone's become self-made. Not be able to see when people challenging you and having a difference in opinion, even if you don't like it, it really helps you with your development and your thought, because you get a chance to think about, why do you believe what you believe? Why do you say what you say? Because you got to realize it's really insecure of you to feel like, if someone says something I don't like, that I can't handle it to the point where I'm okay with someone murdering them. You understand? So I wanted to play this next clip. This is from Cardi B. All right, let's make sure that we're on the right mic. Pause. So we got here. We are good. So Cardi B dropped some news. So So the last part of the show, no Drake topic right now. I'm tired and I'm still getting conditioned back to doing long ass shows. And maybe in the future I can do a longer show. But I'm tired. I'm tired of talking. And it's late. So anyway, Cardi B has announced she is pregnant with NFL star Stephon Diggs' baby. Let's check it out. Oh.
I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stephon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
God damn.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Damn.
I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man were very supportive of each other. Well, but yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stephon Diggs.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you got people who got claps in here and hard eyes. Sis already knew that we were fertile myrtle. God, why is it doing this? Please go away. All right, here we go. You really don't have to have a child with everybody you date. This would be all kinds of ghetto if she was black, but hey, congrats, I guess. I think she a little slow. What else we got? Well, this is offsetting. That was fire. Why do y'all keep giving these men babies? Okay, all right, so someone also wrote different tax bracket, and she got it. Diana Ross, Cleopatra, the list goes on. Nothing new here. Best wishes to the family. And that's why y'all bras is always losing. Because no matter what, you will always have somebody come along and support your bullshit. You can't elevate if someone tells you that your good decisions your bad decisions are good. Let me just break down real quick why this is an issue. Because what this is about is what black women think winning is. Black women, for the most part, think winning is doing whatever the fuck you want to do, and not being tied to one man. I keep telling y'all, men. Modern women are polyamorous. They are poly one way or the other. You are gaslit into being monogamous, into getting into a contract where you are exclusive to her, right? And all the meanwhile, especially modern women make it a point to have orbiters, have guys around them that who are in the quote unquote friend zone. Now, I haven't experienced having a girlfriend with dudes in the friend zone, but again, when I was younger, I didn't realize how much like my son's mother was doing this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how she had all these, it wasn't a ton, but she had dudes who basically that she would just talk to behind my back and everything. At the time, I was too young to understand that she was having relationships with these dudes and they were involved and everything, and they probably was fucking. I you know what I'm saying? But back then, again, young men, one of the reasons why black men in particular will always get into relationships with women who ain't shit is because your mother does not arm you or even teach you how to avoid being taken advantage of. Every time I ask a black man, did your mother ever talk to you about what makes a woman a good woman? No. Did your mother ever tell you about what you should look for in a wife? No. Never. Almost never. Or always ask them, did your mother ever tell you that you deserve to be with a woman who loves you and respects you? No. That's not covered for the most part. Other day I'm talking to my homeboy and whatnot. So just to trigger him and kind of see what he says, I said, oh nigga, you a lover boy ass nigga. He said, yeah, I am. My mother always taught me be a gentleman. Y'all niggas gotta understand that, yo. Being a gentleman is not for getting vagina. Being a gentleman is for keeping society together. It makes the world a good place for men to be gentlemen. It's not about being a super romantic guy. It's about doing what's right for yourself and others. You understand me? But not being this kind of person where you blindly just support shit. You blindly support this woman. I gotta realize, if not for rap, y'all are so lucky that if Cardi B didn't become a rapper, she be stealing your food stamps right now. She'll be running a scam, hacking into your account right now if she didn't become a rapper and get what Offset. You understand me? Another part of the situation or the conversation is the wall is becoming very apparent, because this is not how good, long-lasting, respectful relationships start. They don't start by you meet someone and within a year you get pregnant. So I'm hoping that this is a lie. I'm hoping that it's not real, right? But the issue is also, again, they the problem. A lot of men, a lot of male content creators I've been hearing, like even like people like Angry Man, you come into the conclusion of this is how much they are the problem, and this is why we're not getting together. Y'all think an ex-stripper from the Bronx should have a happy ending? Then what's the point of a woman being? And that's again, this is a hard pill to swallow. Most women do not respect a good woman or think a good woman is good. In their mind, what they respect and think is cool is a woman that do what she want. Because again, that's that emotional regulation and the fact that you are still in the mindset of a 14 and 15-year-old. So mentally, they are still impressed by being around the kid that did what they wanted. The kid that stayed up all night, the kid that can go where they want to go, the kid that goes to all the parties, the kid that has this more freedom. You not understanding that kid got more freedom because that's a single parent household and their parents gotta work. And their parents are just not really around like that. So they get left by themselves. The worst thing that can happen to a kid is them getting left by themselves too much because they're not growing socially. They're being left in their own devices and this shit happens, and on top of that, they're not getting adulting training. Their adolescence has to be spent, a lot of it has to be spent with them learning and getting hands-on experience in life. So by the time they get older, they become more independent and they can rock on their own, okay? But again, this shit gotta stop. Y'all idea of winning, I'm sorry, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. I was watching the Dumper channel and he was looking at some comments, right? And one comment was saying, this inspires me because, I have 3 kids. So if I want to have another one, that, I'm saying, she's having her 4th child. So this proves that I'm not worthless. It's not about anyone being worthless. Because he was reading these comments to kind of point out how many people thought that it was good. Because someone had made a meme talking about how Tiana Taylor dumped Iman Shumpert, and now she messed with Aaron Pierre. I'm saying his name Aaron Pierre, the guy who played Mustafa. All right, and this went through this list of women who were married, and now they have a boyfriend. In their minds, marriage is not sacred. It's not important, which is another reason why men don't want to do this with y'all no more. Because again, in the poly mindset they have, they don't no matter what happens, it doesn't matter how many kids you got with you. It doesn't matter because everyone's not someone like Offset who be cheating, but at the same time, that's not now when it comes to their relationship, she is an ex-stripper from the Bronx. This is a bottom of the if it wasn't for rap and social media, this would be a bottom of the barrel chick from the Bronx, right? What makes you think a stripper from the Bronx, and this person has admitted to drugging people and assaulting people. She just came out of court over an assault case, right? Or allegedly in an assault case, right? So what makes you think that's the same as me feeling like someone like Big Meat should just be coming home to millions of dollars. Someone like Big Meat should be getting a bunch of opportunities. Nigga, he Big Meat. He did bad things. He's a criminal. It is what it is. You understand me? Like, nothing good comes from drug dealing. It is what it is. Right? I want to play one more clip before we get out of here, okay? We out with the time, man. 109. All right, that's cool. So this is a clip of Kel Nicole at the Chris Brown show. So she gets pulled on stage. I don't know what the hell she got on, but she's really into it. like yo, she interacting like she in the video. Listen, I think Kel Nicole, I'm always gonna give it up. Really attractive girl. And shout out to Chris Brown. Chris Brown has worked himself into a position where he is so popping and remains so popping that he can get on stage and dance with that's like, is that football equipment? Shoulder pads and shit. And not only that, no shit, no nigga, that shit lighten up. That's on some Ready Player One shit. Fam, you have people who are scoring this as a win of basically her leveling up. This is really some reach back shit. Now y'all know she was with Travis Kelce, right? Y'all know she was with White Zaddy. Now mind you, couldn't find out, fam, you would support him. When niggas asked Travis Kelce about the rumors about him being cheap, he never really said no. All he said was, we were together for years. Of course, there was times where you know, I gave her a few dollars. He said, I gave her a few dollars. And then he said, it was times when she gave me a few dollars. Sir, you have been playing football and been rich for a very long time. Why would she be giving you a few dollars unless she paying for you? All right? And when she was with him, because the nigga was white, y'all saw that as a victory. This is what I'm breaking down is, yo, the winner and loser mindset. What you see as wins and what you see as losses. And what you learn from your wins and losses, right? People, matter of fact, hold on. There's another page I follow, and like the way he framed it like something happened here, right? So it says Kayla Nicole, best known for previously dating Travis Kelce, received a lap dance for the ages from Chris Brown during his Breezy Bowl concert in LA. She came ready for Breezy. My man wrote, now that is what I call understanding the goddamn assignment. Looks like both Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelce made their way into music in stadiums. Nah, I love this for her. She not come to fuck around. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, bro, get me wrong. I fuck with his page, bro. But when it comes to women, I mean, I guess it's a gay dude and everything. Because this is the kind of thing that a gay dude will write. Because gay dudes have this thing where they feel like, all right, well, whatever makes a woman happy, I'm a supporter in that, right? And again, I don't think anything's wrong with her getting a lap dance. But people are acting like she's bouncing back in some kind of way. No, Chris Brown has leveled up. This is really about how popping Chris Brown is. If Chris Brown wasn't Chris Brown, she would call the cops on this nigga. This nigga is grinding on her with her legs in the air, with her legs open. Those are the motions you make when you are fucking someone. She basically got slutted out on stage. Because nigga, I'll put it like this. If that was your girl, and she was on stage with Chris Brown dancing on her like that, that's grounds for a fight. That's grounds for a breakup. We need to get rid of her. You understand me? Anywho, so we had an hour and 12 minutes, man. I want to do a short show, man. I love y'all, man. I want to just, stay consistent. I mean, try to be better. You understand me?
Who are these niggas?
Y'all be saying, subscribe to the channel.